Cottrello Games, Cottrello Plays with Michael Chuva. We in your face.
It's time to play new Super Mario Bros.
Mini Goombas.
2.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that mushroom is like, oh no. Stinky.
What is that? They just attach on you?
I think you have to like keep jumping to get them off. You don't want to watch out for that.
Dear Cottrello, you've been deactivated from YouTube.
Why? What I do?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just that notification you just got. What?
Oh gosh. Silly me. I thought it was gonna go the other way.
If that happened, would you just sell Cottrello shirts on the street or something? $5.
Kicked off of YouTube. I mean, I don't know.
They just deactivated Cottrello Plays.
I think for me to be upset, it'd have to be working in the first place.
Waldorf.
It's like, man, you're really cheating me out of my tiny sum of money you can't live on.
I can't imagine that though. That's like me when I invested in some AMC stocks. Like, all right, listen, man. I can't imagine if I had hundreds of shares. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine if I had like thousands upon thousands of subscribers, like 100,000 subscribers, and they like cancel your stuff. Because that's somebody's livelihood at that point. Am I off?
Yeah. I mean, you could even make it on less, but probably not in the gaming sphere.
100,000 followers? Oh, come on. You don't think so?
No, I'm saying like you could probably make it on less. Yeah, 100,000 is probably pretty good.
The game shuts you down for even thinking of such.
There we go. You see, it's just that the camera doesn't work until...
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I thought I was going to make it. Where'd it go, Mike?
Oh, I'm glad that... Dude, that gap could have totally got me.
Okay. Yeah. Who is your favorite Mario character? Is it Toad?
Bowser?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I almost made it.
I specifically like playing Wario in Mario Party. It's funny when he wins.
Why did we never play Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games? Why did we never do that?
I played it with Matthew.
What?
Yeah, I think a lot of the modes were only 2-player. And that was the early days. I think that was like one of the first things we ever played for the...
They didn't come out with a new one recently? I felt like they did.
That was just an Olympics game. No Mario.
Oh.
No Mario, no Wahoo.
It's a good time.
Did you hear something, my guy?
Yeah, I didn't. Did you hear something?
I thought you looked to the side like, wait a minute. I thought I heard like something myself. I'm like, wait, is there a raccoon or something in my place?
That'd be funny.
That'd be the title of this episode. Mario Bros. when animals try. I don't know. When Mario Bros. Meet Animal Crossing. I'm like, I don't know. Hey, you! Would you like to see a Wario and Luigi kind of thing? Or a Wario and like Waluigi like kind of character thing? That would be interesting.
Well, like a game like this?
Yeah.
You know, there was Wario Land. That was great. But We don't get Wario Land anymore.
That's unfortunate. I feel like that could have been something that would have been a good iteration in the Mario and Luigi RPG thing. Michael, that can't be dead forever. So what? Alpha Dream is out. Like they have to bring that back because they've been doing that since they had a deal with SquareSoft.
Doing what?
Mario, like the RPG aspect of Mario.
Oh yeah, well Paper Mario's here to stay.
Yeah.
And then Rabbids has also filled in the gap.
That's not the same.
Besides that, we ain't got nothing.
They could bring back the Mario because the before Paper Mario they had Mario RPG. I still need to play through that game, by the way. Get it, Mike. Get it.
No!
Get it. Bubble. I'm kidding. Whatever. You failed us, Mike. You failed us.
I touched it. The game wants to cheat. That's on the game. Uh-oh. That's fun. It's like a trap.
I think I'm just holding you back. That's the sad part. I feel like you probably would have made it if it wasn't for me picking up my slack. You could have just popped me. That's the sad part. You could have just did it.
Yeah, the ghost was chasing me. I was scared.
You were not scared.
I was so scared.
What's your favorite Pokemon? We've done this before. Never mind.
My favorite Pokemon?
Yeah, favorite Pokemon game.
My favorite
is red and blue. Yeah,
Is it red? I mean, that's a complex question for me. I like Pokemon so much.
I know. He keeps looking at Diamond and Pearl, the remake, even though he hates it and wondering if he should buy it.
I don't hate it. I just like
you hate it.
I like, you know, I gotta call it as I see it, my boy. Like, what am I supposed to say? That like it looks like a masterpiece? No way.
Michael, if you're still looking up information about it and still questioning if you're gonna buy it, even though you know good and well you shouldn't buy it.
Well, it's like the reason I wouldn't want to buy it is because I wouldn't want to send that message. But I think I don't know. I mean, it just gives me Alpha Sapphire vibes, where you know, just
I like
something I love.
And the crazy thing about it is, and Ruby is my favorite of them. I liked Omega Ruby. It wasn't great at all, but I still liked it for what it was. Now, if you take out Mega the Mega Evolutions and some other stuff, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I liked it. I still enjoyed it. I don't regret buying that. I don't even regret buying X and Y or Sun and Moon. One thing
I feel like the games were immaculate and incredible up until Gen 5. They were, you know, good to great from X and Y until Sun and Moon, and you know, it's just like it's high for Sword and Shield.
See, I couldn't see myself, so
we're at the it's okay phase.
I mean, and so to your point, no man, like the only one I just refused to get was Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon or whatever.
Oh yeah, but I mean, do you buy the third version every time?
You know, I usually do actually.
Yeah,
I just didn't get that one. I'm like, okay, this season isn't even a third version. This is like two third versions. That you know, there's just some stuff that Pokemon is doing that is just like, all right, guys, like, what are we doing here? Michael.
Ugh. Like we trying to. We're trying to rip off a bunch of kids here. Like, what's the? You know, that's always like the thing. Just like, you can't criticize them. They're making the games for kids. Of course they don't need good graphics. It's like, man,
that's not true.
For $60 they do.
We had great games when we were kids, and we're still talking about them today. And I have a hard time believing in 5 years we're going to be talking about like Brilliant Diamond.
The double pack. They sell the double pack because like some tiny group of people is going to didn't we get like a secret
and I don't see the incentive. Like if they had some kind of incentive, like, yo, if you get the double pack, you'll get a mythical legendary. I can see that.
They gave you, I think, 5 Pokeballs and 2 Pokemon in the case of Sword and Shield, but it's just like, no, like that's just not like there's zero value in that, and there's like probably 3,000 people that'll buy that thinking that it comes with something special or that it's worth the price, and like that's what they're banking on. They're like, yep, someone's going to be uninformed.
Yeah,
and they're
somebody's
gonna think that they're buying the special version of Pokemon for their sweet child for Christmas, when really, like, it's just, you know, surprise, just a scam.
Yeah, no. Now, if the Sword and Shield one would have say came with Zarude, that mythical Pokemon that we still haven't gotten to this. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
I can see that.
Yeah.
Give me some kind of incentive, but like you said, it's literally like,
You know,
hey,
it's like locking the 151st Pokemon of Pokemon Let's Go behind a $50 paywall. Oh, it's kind of like that.
but they didn't even
But
do that.
now
Mike.
they have Pokemon Home 3 years later. You can do that, Michael.
That was kind of cool though to get Mew and the
It's
Pokemon.
cool to get Mew, but there should be, like, you know,
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish.
the object of the game is catch them all, and you don't fill your Pokédex until you
I mean,
get...
to be honest, I kind of wish that Pokemon Sword and Shield would have done it. I kind of wish that you could have at least used the Pokeball you got from Let's Go in there and like use that as a capturing means or something like that. I wish you could have had that function. I'm telling you, man.
I mean, that product, I love the product. I mean, it works great for Let's Go. It's super fun for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you used to take that thing on like just walk around
Still
with
do
it.
sometimes. My kids love playing with it. Yeah, it's like, it's great. But the you know, the whole like trapping Mew inside there so that, you know, someone's gonna feel pressured to buy it is just kind of gross.
I mean, kind of, but
and it's like, you don't need the money, you know. It's like, yeah, it might be, you know,
I hear what
Papa
you're saying.
Cottrello might need to, you know, cut some deals for, you know, to make ends meet for the boys. But it's like, you know, it's like, it's different when when you're like the highest grossing media franchise of all
Nice.
time. Oh,
But-
that's nice.
I mean, but the only thing about it though, Mike, is what's the argument? Because the argument before is like, okay, there's literally no, at least that's some kind of incentive to get the Pokeball, right? What's the incentive behind getting the
incentive for the Pokeball is the Pokeball. The Pokeball's cool. The Pokeball's fun.
So what's the incentive behind the double pack?
Nothing.
There should be an incentive.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like, they should sell the double pack for like 10 or 20 bucks off. That's how usually buying in bulk works, you know? If I buy a box of Pokemon TCG booster packs, it's cheaper than buying, you know, 36 individual packs. That's usually how it works. And that's kind of, I would imagine that's the assumption people have when they see that double pack. They're like, "Oh yeah, let me get the double pack cuz, like, you know, I'll get a deal on that." No, there's no deal. Like, you're just misinformed and you're going to make the purchase
Here's
anyway.
how you do the double pack, right? If I was all right, if you get the double pack,
Watch out.
and you'd hate this.
Watch out.
If you get the
Do
double
not
pack,
land on me.
if you get a double pack, you get the secret like side quest mode or something. I'm saying, you would hate that, but at least that's something. Like, there should be some kind of incentive to get a double pack versus just getting a double pack and still paying the $120. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
I think it should be like
it should just be slightly cheaper. Like, that's what you get for buying in bulk. You know, buy one get one free. That's how, like, this stuff generally works.
Yeah.
But
just being cheaper. I don't know. I would get.
but why would we sell a DS remake of a Pokemon game at the lowest? Like, you know, that game was like precision engineered to be cheap.
Yeah,
You know? It's just,
I hear what you're saying. I just think there should be some kind of like game feature that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be swag.
yeah, something light. It's just like, you know, I don't know, like.
You know, like an optional side quest that comes with it, or like
But the problem with that is you lock content behind buying the game twice.
or you know,
that's the whole problem I have with this stuff in general, is that you're locking content behind very premium purchases.
I mean, Michael, listen, when we got the pre-order for Kingdom Hearts, that whole artwork thing that came with it, that's cool. I think that gives you an incentive to pre-order that game.
Well, and the cool thing about the Kingdom Hearts thing is that if you wanted to like resell it, you could. It carries some value, whereas, like, you know, like, yeah, sure, like the Pokemon stuff you can resell it later on, but it's in the moment, like in the here and now, there's no actual deal. You're not getting something you wouldn't get. Like, there's no difference between buying that and buying the actual game twice.
Yeah. Well,
except for like an extra box of cardboard.
Well, I can tell you how you can get the double pack for a lower price.
Here, come on, you get the camera.
Yeah.
how can you get the lower pack for
the double pack for a lower price? Get the 2 game coupon thing from Nintendo. You can get the double pack that way. That'll be $100, and you can get the double pack that way.
Oh yeah, even cheaper way than the Pokemon Company wants you to know about.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Shut up, Michael. You're right, but shut up.
yeah, it's just I don't like it, man. I don't like it. It's just like it's like with Pokemon Unite. Like, did we have to make the game like a pay to win? You know, did we have to make it so that you buy items that make you perform better at the game? Did we have to do that, or could we have just you know, could we have just made a fun game and have people pay for the Pokemon they want to play with?
Yeah. What if it was something like, okay, you get the double pack, but you get to play it a day early?
Yeah, something. Yeah, like, I mean,
something like that.
But I don't know. I just feel like
I'll take something over nothing, even though you hate it. And I know I sound like a hypocrite because I definitely criticized Skyward Sword. But the Skyward Sword thing, that was literally a quality of life thing. That's the big thing about Skyward Sword. You having to buy a whole amiibo for a quality of life feature, like being able to, like, you know, access to, what's it, the Sky Point? What's it called?
the Skyloft.
Yeah. Nintendo just sent Michael a message. Michael, we will pay you $1 per view.
5 Cottrello bucks.
Oh, that's a funny thing. If Nintendo hit you up right now, like, hey, yo, we want to send you a early copy of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you'd be all on it like.
I will probably still play it. I will probably still like it in a lot of respects. But I will always be filled with the disappointment that it brings me. Like, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's just,
Oh, yeah. We said the same thing about Sword and Shield. We talked about the DLC that way, but guess what? We still got it. We talked about Sword like that. Guess what? We still played it. Why? Because we're the people that we hate. The ones who are going to buy that game no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it puts, like, I mean, it kind of insinuates that there's a world in which, like, not buying it would make them realize, like, oh man, we could really, like, make a difference here if we tried harder. It's like, I mean, they're kind of doing that anyway with Arceus. Like, I think the message of, like, you know, we're expecting more out of Pokemon is received.
I'm afraid to do anything. Oh, is that a mini thing you're supposed to get?
I don't know.
But yeah, man. No, well, I think
for Brilliant, but you know, they have to have a big Pokemon release every year, no questions asked, and they're not willing to. You know, it's like Call of Duty doesn't miss that because they have 3 different studios working on a 3-year game at a time, and like, you know, it's just not really working out for Pokemon because they probably just still want to do it on the cheap.
I would like to see a different studio work on it sometime. Just let Square Enix work on it one time.
Yeah, or, you know, Bandai Namco, like.
Or anybody. Let Alpha Dream work. That hurts my heart that all these things I love end up just going out of business.
Nice! Got to have our cake and eat it too.
Yeah, but we got the third one. Where's the second one? I think the second one was in that mini portal or something we saw.
Probably.
But yeah, man. Just like me to bring up Pokemon in a Mario game. That'd be interesting, like a Mario and Pokemon crossover.
I mean, I guess.
Oh, come on. If they throw out like Pokeballs like they do like shells and everything in a Mario RPG. I just miss the Mario and Luigi RPG, man. Those things are excellent.
Yeah.
Even the ones that people don't talk about, like the Luigi Dream one.
Secret.
Yeah. We saying all this, but me and Michael probably literally still will buy Brilliant Diamond.
Secret exit in this?
It's a good time.
It's a good time. Yes?
I was saying here's where they messed up, man. If they'd have had a feature like, yo, if you get the new OLED Switch, you'll get the better looking. You'll hate it, but you'll get the better looking shining pearl and a brilliant diamond.
Yeah,
It could have sold the Switch, that new Switch that's coming out, and it would have sold that new Pokemon and killed all the hate. Because what's the difference between that and the new?
I mean, also if Diamond, if the new games were more like 40, like I feel like that'd be fine. Yeah, like whatever.
Have you looked up the price yet? Is it official that it's going to be $60?
$60 buckaroons, me boy. It is.
Yeah, that is insane.
Pokemon on it.
Yeah, that's insane.
You know,
that is not a $60 game.
Sold.
I know that's like subjective. What is the price of a game? No, that's not a $60 game. I'll tell you that right now. If
Not
Ratchet and Clank was $40, that's not a $60 game.
Oh yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, I hate to say it because Michael made this example with Mario All Stars. Michael, you might feel like he'll get canceled by the Nintendo. He might feel like he'll get canceled by the Nintendo community for saying this.
Jump there.
I'm like, oh,
That's where you need to go, Trevor.
That's where I need to go.
Oh, we missed it.
I'm like, I mean, like people could have the same thing about Mulan. Maybe it's no better than Mulan. Michael was like, no, Mulan is absolutely, definitely better than like the Mario All-Star situation. Mulan is a movie they worked on. Mario All-Stars is a game they just duct taped together and said, okay, $60. I'm like, yeah, like I feel like Ratchet and Clank is a game that they worked on. The PS4, even the remake or the remaster, whatever you want to call it, that's a game that they worked on. I get there's a lot that goes into making a video game, but Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it just seems like they put the least amount of effort into it.
Oh yeah, that's the case. That's not really, it's like making any game is hard. But it's not even like the development company I have a problem with. They're given a budget and they're given certain resources like how much staff they have to work with and what assets they can use. And like you got to keep in mind like they're making new models, but all the Pokemon assets, maybe besides the walking animations of certain guys that were not in Sword and Shield, have already been made. And they're just putting that into this game. And so it's like, it just begs the question, like, at what point are we going to sauce up the games a little bit? I think our answer is Arceus, and maybe after that we're going to get a really ambitious Generation 9. And if Diamond and Pearl had to die for Generation 9 to like be the best it could be, whatever, so be it.
I might need to go ahead.
Take that out.
Yeah, I might need to go ahead and
there we go.
Get my little two pass to get the game thing. I might need to do that pretty soon because I know I'm gonna get that Arceus game. That's a problem. Like I want to get that because it makes money and it makes sense. The 2 coupon thing, like you get 2 games for $100.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't know like any Nintendo Switch games I want to get in the next year, except Arceus Legends.
Diamond and Pearl, baby. Diamond and Pearl.
But the crazy thing is, Mike, you know me. Give me a reason to spend more money on a game. Give me a great reason. I wish they gave me a solid reason to buy the double pack. I'd buy it. I'm a Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
Michael has said, and I quote behind my back, oh yeah, Trevor's always a sucker for stuff like that. But like, I'm always a sucker for like, how do I get the best of the best? Like, right now we're playing on an OLED TV of mine, right? I'm crazy for stuff like that. I want quality. Give it to me.
You get that Fireflower.
Oh yeah, that's quality, but come on, I'm crazy. Just even that new Nintendo Switch, right? I want to get it. I want to get it, but it just is not enough incentive to get that new Switch, man. Not if you already own the Switch, not in my opinion. What do you think?
No, not at all. I mean, like, I was looking for a reason to buy a new Switch because my kids want to play mine and they're pretty rough on it. So I wanted, a Papa Switch. But
yeah, but if it's not 4K or even 1440p or something, yeah, I'm not. It's no point.
Literally, I mean, if you really like handheld mode and you're looking to spend an extra bunch of money that you don't really need to spend, because it's not gonna look that much better in the tiny resolutions,
And you got to think about it like this, man. If you already own a Switch, especially now, if you don't own one, I can kind of see it a little more.
Oh yeah. If I didn't own a Switch, that's probably what I'd go for. Like nicer handheld experience. You know, why not? Grab that second one.
Yeah, but
I want to see something here. Do we have a shared?
No.
Okay.
What's the one you have?
I have a leaf still. So I was wondering if we
leaf?
shared power-ups.
What leaf?
I have an extra leaf.
So what I have is right here. I have the golden whatchamacallit. I just haven't used it.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had it this whole time. I just have been afraid to use it because once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dog.
Oh man, Mike. Maybe that was it.
No. We just need to clear the level regularly. We already got the secret. This one.
No, but we're still missing the second coin.
Oh yes. Well.
Yeah, this is like the third one.
Well, actually, we did that last time. I think it just gave us a star.
Got it.
Yeah, Luigi.
I am saying all this. I might still buy Brilliant Diamond. That's a crazy part about it. I'm talking all this stuff because I'm a Pokemon fan.
Well, it's okay to not like something and still like participate in it. You know, like. I don't like the new Space Jam movie, but I turned it on for my kids for a couple of giggles.
I still haven't watched it. You know, I'm a man of my morals. Well, I'm not against that movie though.
All right, here we go. Now the same boss we've been fighting the whole time gets a little bit harder. Pretty tough to do off camera.
Okay, check this out.
Fun remix of Super Mario.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Oh, Trevor, no!
I'm sorry. The pressure.
Fool.
The pressure, Michael. The pressure. You're a fool. Darth Yactus. The force is strong. Bam! I am excited for Arceus Legends though. I am. That's what I've been waiting on. So of the three, who do you want? If you had to use one and use it in your party, who would you choose? Cyndaquil?
And I have to see through the end.
Yes.
Dude, I like how the secret exit is just like one of these pipes. It's a random, but like it's that blue one on the left. Like, who? Anyway, I have to use them to their full conclusion evolution.
Yes.
Typhlosion.
Okay.
Hands down, no contest.
I feel like me and Matt would probably choose him. So I'm like, my runner-up will be the owl. I like that owl a little bit, especially his last form. I do not like Oshawott at all. Oshawott is in that. He represents the worst part. I
like his first form and his second form. They're very cool. Like an otter that uses the clamshells is like shuriken. That's awesome. Yeah. Samurott is just a strange looking Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
Yeah. No, Oshawott represents the worst part of Black and White. I think Black and White was the last great like Pokemon game we've had. But the starters are terrible. I think that's why I probably got a bad rap. My gosh.
Yeah, you got it. Just stay put for a second. Let Papa come back. There you go. Yeah, the starters were
that was the worst part about Black and White. It just
I feel like that's when the mentality shifted to it's all about the first forms.
I mean, you know,
because it hasn't really changed since then. I mean, you know, as Greninja's the exception.
But see, that's the thing about it. People don't understand. Starters set the tone for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, they know that, but it's just that doesn't mean they have to make the third form look cool.
I'm just saying, but that's what made it like you know what that was, Mike. When you got a starter, you were excited to see what is their evolution gonna be. I mean, even as an adult now, I don't like to like look.
Go. Yeah, Mario!
Nice.
Wow!
That's awesome. My gosh, thanks, Mike.
I didn't do anything.
You did everything.
You needed to jump.
everything, Michael.
Let me
Everything.
pick up the slack again. Oh no.
Yeah, I can't see.
Ooh. Anyway,
How do you feel
pick up
about
all this? Truly have a focused Pokemon discussion on our Pokemon. It's just Cottrello talks just turns into, or Cottrello plays just turns into a Pokemon podcast.
Yeah. How do you feel about Pokemon? I'll say the last thing about it. How do you feel about Arceus Legends not having like 2 different game versions? It just being one game.
Cool.
Okay.
I think the version difference is a little superfluous at this point. Yeah, there's back in the day, it was to encourage the trading feature, which is the core feature of Pokemon. At this point, is trading the core feature of Pokemon? Not really.
It kind of is.
Like
Sometimes
collecting is kind of the feature, but it's like, you know, the obstacles in which, like, you know, finding someone with the other version in your town, or
sucker.
making a deal with your sibling that you're gonna get this one and they'll get the other, like, not really a thing anymore. Like, you could just go online and trade anybody for anything.
You can, but usually you gotta fight tooth and nail, and do you have this Pokemon?
I mean, really, the only thing is that Pokemon Home is just. But I remember, like, you remember the first time Pokemon went online in the 4th generation. Yeah, you could pretty much get whoever you wanted, no questions asked.
There's music in the background though. One thing Matthew pointed out is that if you notice the Koopas, they like sing along.
Yeah, they dance to the music. I think there's power-ups. Okay. Your loss. Go ahead and bubble. Mario time. Hey. It's alright, I got you again.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice. We missed the second one though.
Whatever, dude. This game always is always taking it away from you. Carried that shovel to the finish.
Yeah, I like them better like this.
Time.
I'd rather this, than, dressing up in a whole cat outfit. Like, nah, I like this. I like them just having on their stuff and then them having like the animal features.
Oh, well, now how do you do the frog suit then? It just has frog feet?
Yeah, that's fine.
Penguin suit?
Fine. I'll take this with just like a little penguin thing on it. Like, that's fine.
You're making me sick.
Yeah, this outfit with just penguin feet or something like that, and them being a little shorter, like having the shape of the penguins, but not actually like.
Oh, get the golden one. Get the golden one. Oh no.
Hold on, wait.
Big Edis.
Ah, man.
Lives.
We have enough lives. You want me to give you mine? I have a gold one.
No. I just think that'd be cool.
My gosh. Because you can't do that, man.
Oh, you can. You just have to be like obnoxiously close.
Plus the whole Arceus Legends thing to close it. The trading thing ain't really a feature in that game anyway. Trading and like being competitive.
Yeah, we don't know if they have any multiplayer in that game.
He ate me. No toothless little fish.
Like, I'm gonna guess that there's some multiplayer mode because we've never had a Pokemon game not let you do that. But yeah, no word on multiplayer, and it's coming out in January. Like, it's time to put out the details, my boys.
That's a great little post-birthday gift for me. I just hope it doesn't dip in like in the frame rate. like we saw in the first
it's
trailer.
absolutely going to.
Michael.
There is no world in which that game has a stable frame rate. I will bet 18 Chipotle steak burritos on it.
18? That's a lot of steak burritos.
Yeah, like I said, there's no way. There's no way. We're talking about Game Freak here. We're talking about Game Freak, my boy.
I saw somebody put up a tweet and it said just repeatedly like 10 times over, do not release this game if it's not ready. Do not release this game if it's not ready. Do not release this game if it's not ready. Talking about Pokemon Arceus Legends. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, I'm part of that squad, but I don't think they have a Game Freak doesn't have a choice anymore.
Well, that's sad. I don't know if I'd ever want to be in that.
They were the ones who made up Pokemon.
That's sad because I don't want any studio, or I wouldn't want anybody to be in that predicament where like, yo, we have to drop something every year, because that puts the pressure on urgency versus quality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it used to be doable back on, Game Boy hardware. Then to a lesser extent, DS. 3DS is still doable, but then once it went to, it's the jump to HD.
Would you prefer them doing what they do now? Or would you prefer them going back to like, listen, every year, okay, release a game, and then the year after, like it's a third version of that game? Like, would you have preferred a third version to Sword and Shield versus them like just giving us DLCs to pay $30 for them?
I like the DLC because it gives, would you have preferred a $60 third version? Pokemon Gun?
Michael, I don't like you.
Because what they did for Ultra Sun and Moon is they could have made that DLC, but the way that it works is like that game has an extra legendary along with extra content. Like there's this whole this whole like kind of episode of content, probably about like 2 hours long, nothing substantial by any stretch of the imagination, but it is exclusive to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I mean, it's kind of it's a nifty thing, a fan pleaser, where you fight Giovanni and all the other big bosses. So you see like the guys from Diamond, you see the guys from Sapphire and Ruby, and you fight their Groudon and stuff. Like it's a cool little thing where you go against all the crime bosses, only in Sun and Moon. And so you pay $40 for like 5 hours of content. And that's why I like the option to just pay $30 for the DLC. I feel like it's, fairly priced.
This is how determined I was to not get that game. It was on, like, was it 30% off or something like that? At more than that even. It was a $40 game was $24 at Toys R Us, and I still decided not to get it.
Yeah.
That's how much I was determined not to get that game.
Good investment though. Pokemon, it just does not lose its value.
My soul couldn't.
Games. Although I feel like we're gonna get to that point. Like I don't know if Let's Go is gonna be that important in like years and years from now.
I like Let's Go. It's really, I don't know. People,
I do too.
There are a lot of.
I mean, I honestly thought like in a lot of ways better than Sword and Shield.
It is. I mean, but a lot of people like you, Michael. I told you about the comments I saw when. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Mike. Okay, let's get that. Oh my gosh, how do you get that? Oh, you got to be right here.
Oh, dude, you did the right thing.
Nice.
Oh.
Bubble.
Oh my gosh. That was the Trevor moment.
You did it. You did it.
Oh my gosh.
But no, when the comments on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I thought the whole world would be like aghast. Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad it's not just another like Let's Go rendition. I'm like, what is so wrong with Let's Go?
I mean, it really is though. Like, I mean, jury's still out on whether abilities will be in the game or the battle system and all that stuff. Like, jury's still out on that, folks. Like, we don't actually know if this is going to be the type of thing. Here, help me.
Better.
No!
Unpop me and I can get you up there.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what people's beef with Let's Go was.
Yeah,
I guess
don't know
that
either.
you didn't have to battle Pokemon when you caught them, but it's like, I mean, it was a nice change of pace for the 13th time you went to Kanto. Like, you know, it's...
And the Pokemon candies and stuff too. Like that was actually pretty. I'm not doing it. There we go. I got it. Wait. Oh my gosh, it doesn't matter though. You still got to do it over, don't you? Michael, it's not my fault. They put like 12 Goombas right there.
Yeah, that part is kind of a troll.
You got like 2 up top, and then you got the ones that coming out. Like, all right.
No, I feel you, dog.
I'm gonna let you get it though. I'm gonna let you get a run at it next time. Yes. Way to go, Chev. Chev. I said Chev.
Chiva.
Chiva. Chiva the Achiever. Hey! Michael.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Right, you go.
Wait, do you want to take control of the camera so that you can...
Oh,
All right,
come on.
go Google.
You go.
No, you go. I got a fire flower.
Michael.
You got it, man. Just get the... All right, we're done with this.
I told you to go. I got a fire. That's not important. You get those every 2 seconds.
I thought you could get the coin and then, then you could die.
I tried it twice before. Get it. I got a fire flower. So you get those every level. You made it sound like it was a holographic Pikachu card from 1995.
Was there any? I don't think any holographic Pikachu.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I bet you wish you had one, don't you? So you can sell it for $200,000. I said that like it's a bad thing.
Solve all my problems.
I said that like it's a bad thing. Yeah, true.
You just use that money to support your children.
Yeah, I just use it to support my dreams. I just want to be.
It's like,
I just want to not work.
You'd use that money to better yourself and those around you. You little sneak. That'd be the council. There's this funny TikTok where they put Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg on the body of King Ghidorah, and it's like starting a small business in like 2030, and it's like, yeah, I just my daughter's got this idea for like a lemonade stand, and it's just fun. It sounds like Amazon business. It's like interrogating him on like starting a new business.
Do you think games and stuff will have the same value as the other ones did back in the day? Like I saw somebody had like a sealed version of like Mario 64, and of course it's selling for like crazy money. Do you think that'll
for like $1 million?
Do you think that will happen? Like if we did this with the games that come out today, do you think it'll have the same effect 20 years from now, 30 years from now?
Yeah, I mean it could.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I just wonder if things retain value like they did with things way back when.
Yeah, well, it kind of depends on a bunch of factors. Like, people are more aware of this like, I think part of the value is like at the time when these things came out, like Pokemon had a period where, they had trouble selling Pokemon cards. And so people were not, collecting sealed booster packs and stuff like that. But even like, a trading card game is even a better thing because it is a collectible. Video games as collectibles hasn't really, it hasn't always been a thing. You could always buy retro games for a fairly low price.
What's over here?
Death, I'm guessing.
Okay.
You better pop me before you lose.
You better pop me before you lose.
Fear me. Yoctus. Yeah, I bet there's a ton of people who hung on to sealed copies of 3D All-Stars, for instance. Whereas like Mario 64, yeah, people weren't really like keeping sealed copies of that. Plus a bunch of copies of the game just came with the 64, so I don't know if that came with just the cartridge or the box. So I mean, there's like those factors. So no, I don't think so. Pokemon games though, man. It's like I kind of regret buying Sword and Shield digitally. But it's like I don't know. I don't feel like I'll ever sell them. But
yeah,
Diamond Pearl's $100 right now. Soul Silver $250. That's probably at $300 by now.
Do you think Brilliant Diamond and stuff will be worth something someday? I would hope not. That's a game I probably would not open.
Yeah, that's where it's like, yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing about it. It's a risk.
Nifty. What's this level though? We got a third one. Let's look at the DK oldies. Yeah, still $250 for silver. I'm surprised it hasn't gone up.
For a sealed copy?
Oh, no. For a sealed copy, you pay, I mean, I don't even know what.
I mean, listen, I have a book right now. It's by Albert Herder. He's
don't sell your Pokemon games.
No, he's funny. He's somebody who was an animator. He was a not great animator actually. But Walt Disney saw his sketches and he has some of the most inspirational sketches ever, right? So he kept him on as a sketch artist for the Disney Animation Studios. He has a book of his drawings. When it came out,
Sheesh, what kind of
it cost what? $5. Even on the one that I have, it says $250. It came out in like 1948. You can't buy those nowhere, Mike. So suffice to say, mine, which is like, you know, it looks like it's as old as it is, which is almost 100 years old. Mine, getting it for a little discount on eBay was $100. If you're trying to get one that's still white, that looks like it's brand spanking new, you're paying close to $1,000 for that book.
Yeah, I mean, we should, like, it's just kind of the natural order of things.
Oh yeah,
but
things were like, you know, especially when you can't get it anymore.
though I do feel like, you know, a sealed, outside of like a museum, but like even a museum, like I don't feel like the interest or fascination with that stuff is that it's sealed. You know, that's where you lose me with the. Like I get the grading Pokemon cards because cards are very delicate.
I mean,
I do not get the
because
like,
people
check this out. This is a sealed copy.
Michael, when something is brand spanking new,
But
not
like
a scratch on it, it has a different kind of value, my guy. The minute you take your car out of the parking lot, it does not have that value anymore. There's a difference between saying like something has 0 miles on it. You know, it just
Sure, but you know, it's like, you know, you don't do anything with that copy of the game, and it's like it just kind of like sits on a shelf.
It
I mean,
hurts.
fair enough. But yeah, just like not for me at all, which is a good thing because that sounds very expensive to like be.
I mean,
into
because
that.
you try to sell your amiibo right now, right? Say it's worth I don't know how much money.
I've got a few sealed amiibo. One of them is
That's
worth
what
$50.
you said sealed. I'm talking about one that's open.
Yeah.
Right? Try to sell the open one. It might sell for, you know, a few more bucks more than what you bought it for. Now try to sell one of the amiibo I have, which is still in the same case. I'd never take them out of the case.
Yeah, your alternate cloud costume amiibo is worth a lot of money. I think it's like 100.
I mean, yeah, it was a GameStop exclusive.
Bye, Cloud.
No, I'm not selling that. I'm not selling that. It'd have to be something crazy for me to sell that. Because Cloud is what, but you're talking about, that's my favorite video game of all time, arguably. One of my favorite video game characters of all time. So it would take all kind of money for me to sell that. Now I'm not gonna lie. If somebody said $10,000, okay, buy Cloud.
Oh yeah,
it's been real, Cloud.
Yeah.
It's been real, me boy.
Yeah, it's like I've got every Pokemon game that's valuable right now.
If any of them sold for $10,000, would you sell them?
Yeah, absolutely, my guy.
Bye bye.
Yo ho, Cottrello goes on the open seas.
Michael will be like, yeah, I'm Mike.
Pirate schemes, Michael
gonna be like, yeah, I'm Cottrello of Cottrello Games. If I sign it too, it'll make me worth more money.
Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be such a dystopia.
if I autograph it, will it be worth more? My Cottrello graph.
But no, I was joking about piracy there for a second, but we've tried very, very hard to never use emulation.
We do.
Partially because, I do respect the work and the blah, blah, blah that goes into the games.
Oh yeah.
Partially because emulation's annoying and it never works right.
Especially, listen, I'm an artist, dude.
I bought a 3DS from Japan to be modded from a guy that's bankrupt because Nintendo doesn't like him, bought this copy of the game. I've routed it into a TV and to be able to do this.
I mean, Michael, you're somebody who got like a modded like N64 so you can play like legit N64 games.
And a modded Game Boy so that we didn't have to emulate Game Boy games.
Right. So like, we're different. Like, I will pay top price for something that's real. I could have just looked on the internet for some of those drawings of that book I told you about, but that's one of the greatest artists of all time. He inspired all of our favorite Disney movies. What are we talking about? Like, his sketches inspired a whole generation of greatness, bro. Yeah, I'll buy it. I'll spend $100 on that. That was my birthday gift to myself. What are you talking about? Somebody who really didn't get established until he was like 40 years old. Like, I gotta respect that. Like, what are we talking about? And say what you want about Walt Disney.
He had the time that we get.
Why are you playing?
Subscribers.
It's about, listen, man. I think that's a very humbling thing because it tells you about patience. Yeah, seriously, it hurts. It does hurt. Like, because it's a big waiting game. It's a waiting game. But yeah, dude. So yeah, we said all that to say we support.
Back to Mario.
Yeah, you know how many Mario games we bought? Even so, if he was a Pokemon, his type would absolutely be a rock type. Oh my gosh.
Sure would. Oh wow, he doesn't. I believe that worked.
Do you think he'd be Brock's final Pokemon or his first Pokemon?
I don't think he beat Brock's Pokemon. It looks too strong.
Too strong.
Dude,
for
the
Brock.
part of that Diamond and Pearl thing that just got me was that when they went in that cave and Onyx was smaller than Houndoom, I wanted to eat my TV.
What's his name? Ludwig von Liechtenstein. What's his name? I'm kidding.
Ludwig von something.
Ludwig von like and subscribe.
Hey, that's how it goes, boy.